All right, why do I got this crazy stick going on here? Well, I want to help you fix one of those big issues that happen in the golf swing. That is early extension. Let's get to it. Hey everybody, Scott Hogan coming at you. We are out here at Inwood Golf Course. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today we're going to go over early extension. We want to help people fix that part of their game. It's a huge issue in the game. We're going to talk about why it's an issue, what it really causes, and then let's help you fix it. So before we do that, make sure you click that subscribe button. We have a lot of videos. We got more videos with mile lines, golfletics coming up. Plus, we're going to be out on the golf course having some on-course sessions. Make sure you don't miss out on those with some strategy, things like that. All right, so let's talk about early extension. Okay, so again, this is one of those things that we talk about all the time in the golf swing. And people ask me, okay, so early extension, why is it a problem? Well, here's what's happening when you early extend. You're going to basically run the gamut of shots that you can hit. So as far as being consistent, which a lot of people are always asking for, you're going to be having a tough time being consistent when you go to hit a golf ball. Early extension is when I go back, and as I start down, my tail line or my butt moves in off of what we would call an early extension line. Basically, I'm standing up through my swing. So that's where a lot of people say, oh, I got to stay in my posture, and their focus shifts to staying bent over. It really isn't staying bent over, it's trying to keep ourselves away from the golf ball as we go. So what are some of the reasons you don't want to do this? Well, when I start early extending and getting in closer to the ball, first thing that's going to happen is this club is going to lag behind quite a bit. Now I have to catch up the face using my hands. Again, that's going to be inconsistent. The other thing is I'm going to be moving in closer to the ball. If I happen to get back to the ball in a relatively good way, there's a good chance I'm going to hit it off the heel, or if I'm using an iron, it's going to be a shank. Not good. So what we're working on is seeing if we can get this club traveling around our body where the center of the golf club is going to line up with the golf ball. Okay? Simple as that. That's what we're hoping for. Last thing is it's going to be really tough. Your path typically starts to shift too far in to out. Can be over the top too, depending on who you are, but a lot of times I see in to out paths and you hit big hooks, big blocks. That's if you're able to hit the ball with any type of solid contact. So what do we want to look at to fix our early extension? Okay, so a couple of things we want to pay attention to is, first we want to pay attention to how our hips and how our pelvis are moving. So you can see I've got this driveway marker alignment rod just running right through the belt loops in my shorts here. This is perfect just to give us a little bit of alignment and a look at how everything's going to move. Okay, so let's talk about how the pelvis moves through a golf swing to make sure we don't early extend. So if I take my setup, we're going to see my pelvis is pretty neutral. I'm bending forward towards the ball a little, but as far as left and right, I'm pretty balanced and I'm just pointed towards my target. As I take my backswing, what you're going to see is my pelvis is going to have some tilt down towards the golf ball. That's if I rotate it, right? I get some rotation about 45 degrees, not pointing all the way at the golf ball, but it's pointing about 45 degrees from where we started to the golf ball, and it's pointing down towards the ground. Okay, now that's a good position to be. What do I see a lot when people early extend? They come back very level with their hip turn, their pelvis is very level. Then when they go to try to shift, everything starts shifting in towards the golf ball. They haven't built up any pressure in the ground or any forces, and start using these forces in the ground to be able to push themselves away from the ball, keep themselves from extending into the ball. So from there, as I go back, again, everything's going to be pointing down towards the ball. As I start down, I'm going to start shifting my weight forward, but as I do that, I want my pelvis to return to where it's pretty level. okay? It's gonna be pretty level, and actually what you're gonna notice is it's going to actually get down a little bit. I'm actually sinking my pelvis down just a little bit because that's loading me into the ground. I'm getting ready to use my feet because as this club comes through, I don't wanna go towards the ball and extend. I wanna have some pressure to keep pushing away so I don't extend into the golf ball. So we go from up top here, pointing down at the ball, start shifting. We're in really, really good shape from there. Then from there, as we work through the golf ball, this is where most people, I think about their swing. They're like, oh, I gotta rotate through the ball. I gotta get my hips rotating. Well, really all we're doing is, as we're going here, I'm pushing my left side up. The left side of my pelvis, you'll see this stick goes up and the right side's gonna start pointing down. When I do that, there we go, voila, I have rotation through the strike, and also I am staying back from the ball. I'm keeping that space, I'm not early extending, I'm gonna be in really good shape to run this golf club into the ball. So it'll look something like this. Right there, let's do one. For a pretty smooth swing, made pretty good contact at that one. I take that. Little baby draw for me, I'll always take that. So we're gonna get that ball and get those hips. We're gonna get those hips out of the way, which is going to then let the center of the club run into the ball. Okay, make it easier to happen. All right, you're gonna rely a lot less on how to twist the face at the last second with your hands. Now, one last thing we want to talk about with early extension is how our hands and arms do move and how the club moves. So let's tee up another one here. Let's start talking hands and arms. So as we go through and we start looking for power, okay, what I see a lot of people have been told, all right, you got to get your hips turning through the target, you got to drive with your body, you got to get everything going. So what do? They get up to the top of the swing and they start to drive forward and turn everything. Problem is, you forgot the golf club. Your hands and arms are stuck, and here you have no ability. You're gonna have to turn so hard from a position that it's hard to turn from to be able to get that golf club out to the ball. Very, very difficult to do. What do we rather see? When you come back, again, as we have this tilt in our pelvis, as we start to get ourselves level here, what I like to see is the club start working back down in front, where the golf club is basically parallel at this point to my hip line, and it's out in front. From here, as I've loaded up, I'm ready to just explode, and the club is nice and matched up where I can just work my way through. So again, just a nice smooth one here. Let's see what that looks like. Back, load it up, explode through. Not gonna early extend. Pretty good. Again, nice smooth one for me. Started pretty straight there. Actually stayed pretty straight. What happens when you do this, early extension is bad because it leads to inconsistencies. You have to start making up for how your body has put yourself in a bad position by doing a lot of twisting. You have to do a lot of rerouting of the club. You're not using the natural geometry of what's going on to make the club run into the ball. Becomes a problem, okay? If your goal is to be more consistent, hit it farther, this is what you want. You're gonna be amazed at how easy it is to swing through and put the club on the ball. So try this stick drill out, really does help. You can get this, again, run it through the belt loops of your shorts, or if you don't have that, tie it around your back using a bungee cord, hook it here, go around and hook it on the other side. That's another way to do it. You're gonna get a real good feel for how everything's supposed to move, so you have a lot of power and you are able to not early extend, but extend at the right time in the swing. Remember, extension's a good thing, but early extension is not. You don't wanna do it early, okay? So thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Hopefully this helps. Hey everybody, thanks so much for tuning in. Again, click that subscribe button down below if you're not a subscriber already, and we will see you in the next video. Got more with Golfletics coming up. Can't wait to share it with you. Thanks everybody for watching. See you in the next video. Peace.